In 1974, something strange happened on the set of Blazing Saddles, and it's been hidden for nearly 50 years. The actor playing the iconic Waco Kid vanished after just one day on set. What followed was a series of casting disasters, lawsuits, buried political messages, and a scandal involving one of the most legendary names in comedy. This wasn't just a film, it was a ticking time bomb in Hollywood's polished facade. Mel Brooks, the man behind the madness, was nearly bankrupt. Warner Brothers wanted to kill the project. Richard Pryor was almost the star, and John Wayne nearly joined the cast until he read the script and said 3 words that stunned everyone. This isn't your average behind-the-scenes trivia. This is a vault of secrets the studio never wanted the public to see. What's your initial reaction to this shocking backstory? Had you ever heard these wild truths about Blazing Saddles? Let us know in the comments, and buckle up, because what's coming next will leave you speechless. The original actor cast as the Waco Kid was no joke. Gig Young, an Academy Award winner known for his weary charm. On paper, he was perfect, but nobody knew he was battling a severe alcohol addiction. On the very first day of filming, in a jail cell scene meant to set the comedic tone, everything fell apart. Young began trembling uncontrollably, then suddenly vomited green bile in front of the stunned cast and crew. At first, Mel Brooks thought it was acting, brilliant even. But then reality hit. Young was rushed to the hospital. It was alcohol withdrawal. Brooks later admitted, "If you want an alcoholic, don't cast an actual alcoholic." The dream casting had collapsed. Young never returned to the set and ultimately sued Warner Brothers for breach of contract, turning an already chaotic production into a legal nightmare. But the darkest twist came years later. In 1978, just 4 years after walking off Blazing Saddles, Gig Young fatally shot his wife and then himself in a shocking murder-suicide. That forgotten first day on set became more than just a casting mistake. It was a glimpse into a tragedy that still haunts Hollywood. His ghost lingers in the film's history, a chilling reminder of what could have been. When Blazing Saddles was first screened for Warner Brothers executives, the room went dead silent. No laughs. No smiles. Just discomfort. The film had fart jokes, horse punches, racial slurs, and 0 apologies. The studio heads weren't just unimpressed, they were horrified. One exec bluntly said they should bury the film and absorb the financial loss rather than release it to the public. They gave Mel Brooks a laundry list of changes: cut the racial humor, tone down the violence, and kill the now famous campfire scene. Brooks took the notes, nodded politely, and then walked out and crumpled the list into a ball. He didn't change a word. He had one last trick up his sleeve, and it was about to prove the executives wrong in the most spectacular way. Brooks arranged a second screening, not for the bosses, but for the building staff, the janitors, secretaries, and male clerks. The result? Total chaos. People were falling out of their chairs laughing. They were gasping for breath, rolling on the floor. The same film that left suits stone-faced left everyday workers in stitches. That raw, authentic laughter became Brooks's weapon, and it saved Blazing Saddles from being buried forever. Before Blazing Saddles became a comedy legend, it had a different name: Tex-Ex. That's not a typo. It was a direct reference to Malcolm X. The original writer, Andrew Bergman, was in his 20s and had a radical vision: a black sheriff in an all-white Western town. He wasn't writing a spoof. He was creating a cinematic Molotov cocktail aimed at Hollywood's sanitized cowboy myths. Naming the sheriff after Malcolm X wasn't just clever, it was confrontational. It dared to force race, rebellion, and power into the same dusty streets Hollywood had painted white for decades. But the studio wasn't having it. The title Tex-Ex was buried fast. Executives were terrified of the political firestorm it might ignite, especially in a time when racial tension was boiling over across America. Still, even after dropping the name, the fire remained. The script mocked racism, flipped genre tropes, and delivered raw truths hidden beneath outrageous comedy. What began as a bold Malcolm X homage evolved into a sharper, sneakier satire, one that got past the gatekeepers, but never lost its bite. The ghost of Tex-Ex still haunts every frame of Blazing Saddles. You just have to know where to look. The chaos behind Blazing Saddles didn't end with casting disasters. It exploded into courtrooms. One of the most glamorous lawsuits came from the iconic Hedy Lamarr. The film's villain, named Hedy Lamarr, was an obvious parody of her name. She wasn't amused. In fact, she sued Warner Brothers for $10 million, claiming they used her name without permission and damaged her reputation. Mel Brooks, ever the quick-witted showman, even added a joke in the movie itself. "This is 1874. You'll be able to sue her." But Lamarr wasn't laughing. To avoid a drawn-out legal mess, Brooks told his lawyers to pay her whatever she wanted. The settlement amount was never made public, but the lawsuit cemented Blazing Saddles as a magnet for controversy, reaching even retired Hollywood royalty. Then there was Anne Bancroft, Brooks's own wife and an Oscar winner, who secretly appeared in the film as an uncredited church extra. Despite fans spotting her and even Brooks confirming it, IMDb refused to add her name. It became a bizarre mystery, showing how even legends can vanish from the record if they choose to step quietly into history. And all this unfolded while Gig Young, the fired Waco Kid actor, launched his own lawsuit against Warner Brothers, turning the production into a legal circus. Blazing Saddles wasn't supposed to survive. It was rejected by studios, nearly canceled by executives, and attacked by lawsuits from all sides. But somehow, it not only made it to theaters, it made history. From Richard Pryor's bold writing room battles to the unexpected twist of jazz legends appearing in a cowboy comedy, every frame of the film screamed rebellion. It broke rules, shattered norms, and mocked the very system trying to silence it. Even decades later, the film continues to spark outrage. In 2024, HBO Max slapped a trigger warning before the movie, one of only 2 films on the platform to get such treatment. Some called it necessary context. Others saw it as censorship. But one thing's clear, Blazing Saddles still hits nerves. It still makes people uncomfortable, and that's exactly what Mel Brooks wanted. Could this film even be made today? Probably not. But maybe that's what makes it matter even more.
So, what do you think?
Does Blazing Saddles still have a place in modern culture, or should it have been buried like the studio once planned? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more hidden Hollywood stories they tried to erase.